Hey there. I was going to show you all how I make peanut butter pie for the refrigerated kind for these hot days coming up that we'll have soon. It's sure not very hot today, but it's a very pleasant morning here. So let's see. I really don't have much order here, doesn't look like. But first thing I do, I guess I better open my cream cheese. I set it out this morning, let it soften up for probably about an hour or two. So it's good and soft. It's an 8-ounce block. Sometimes these things are aggravating to open, but just gonna get my... I moved this mixer over here. I thought about using my hand mixer, but I've got a plug on this island, so I moved it over here, and I thought, well, I'll just use it. It mixes better than the hand mixer anyway, so. Okay, there's that. And I'll go ahead and mix that up. My recipe calls for half a cup of peanut butter, which is about like this. Can you see that cup? Half a cup. But I don't want to dig that out, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Do y'all ever eyeball anything? So, let's leave on that. And you can actually have more. Makes it a little bit better. Can you have too much peanut butter? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna run this and kind of get that all mixed in really good. Now I'm using smooth, creamy Jif. I've never made it with crunchy. I'm sure it'd be delicious though. But I always use Jif. It's mixing up pretty good. I don't guess you can see it, but it is. Seems like in these videos, I always get my head cut off, and I don't unless I'm trying to put videos together, and then I take it to iMovie, and it just kind of chops my head off, but that's okay. Alrighty, we're letting her go now. This up. See? Get it off the sides. Now nobody around here is allergic to peanuts, even though I do have some in my family who are. So if we was to have a get together, I would never take anything peanut butter to that for their sakes. But if I tell you what, we live on peanut butter around here, seems like. I make all those no-bakes, but then I like a good peanut butter sandwich, and sometimes I like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich, don't you know? Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do, I've got some, this is Domino brand, it's a bag of powdered sugar. I've got that much left. Powdered sugar, confectionery sugar, however you want to say it. Sometimes I buy it in the box, sometimes I buy it in the big bags. But it takes, I think, let's see, yeah, it takes a cup of it. So this is a half of a cup. I'm just gonna put a half a cup at a time in there so that it doesn't fly everywhere. Kind of go slow at first. Then you can pick up speed. Because if you put that in there and put it on high, it's going to go, you're going to be white all over. Okay? Now, you know, I have done this by hand before instead of using a mixer, but it's just not as creamy. Okay, here's the other half cup. I think we're done with that. And if you want to measure your peanut butter precisely, just go right ahead. I used to do that too, but it's hard getting it out of that cup unless you use the paper shuffler that you can just push out. And I don't want food washing that either. Next thing I'm going to add is a teaspoon of pure vanilla. Put that in there. I don't do the imitation stuff. I know it's a lot cheaper, but I don't think it tastes as good either. But I went ahead and got me a tub of Cool Whip out of the freezer. I only had this size. This is just the regular 8-ounce size. But if you use the bigger tub, it kind of makes a fancier pie because you can use like 8 ounces of this, then you have the extra for the topping. So I'm not going to have any topping today, but that's okay because it'll be eaten. It surely will. So it's thawed. I set it out this morning. It doesn't take Cool Whip long to thaw. Okay. That's mixing it pretty well. And you get you a pie crust. This is aggravating thing, getting all the glue off the thing. And you know the dollar store has these now? Clover Valley, yeah. You can open these up. These are just handier. But I tell you what, sometimes if I don't have a pie crust, graham cracker pie crust, I make mine, and you can make them too. You've probably got a glass pie pan or use an aluminum pie pan, and you just take I think a cup and a half of graham cracker crumbs, and I just put graham crackers in a Ziploc bag, and I just mash them with a cup or a glass or my meat masher, and I mash them till they're just crumbs. Measure out about a cup and a half, melt you about 3/4 of a stick of butter, and 2 or 3 tablespoons of sugar, and just mix all that up until it's good and crumbly and just moist, and press that in a pie pan. And if you want to bake it in the oven at 350 for about, I don't know, 10 minutes at the most to kind of get it hard. But you know, when I put it in a baking dish, a lot of times I just put it on the bottom and I don't bake it. I think it's just as good. Actually, I think I like it better. Okay. I've still got some powdered sugar in there I need to mix up. So I want to mix that up really good and get all that peanut butter off the bottom too. But you know, this will set in the refrigerator for, I don't know, probably be set in a couple of hours. But if you want a quick set, just pop it in the freezer. If you want to eat it quicker, pop it in the freezer. Okay, let me mix that up really good, then I'm going to put my Cool Whip in. Okay, that looks good. Now, some people, they'll say, let's don't mix up that Cool Whip. We need to fold that in. Well, you do on some recipes, but on this, you can put it in the mixer. It won't hurt a thing. You all save your Cool Whip bowls. I have had stacks of them, but they make the best bowls for leftovers. And they make the best bowls to feed my kitty cat on the back porch. Well, I sure made a mess there, didn't I? Just stick that on there. My hands are clean. I wash my hands, I pull my hair back, I put my sleeves up before I start doing any cooking, I tell you. Okay, I'm not gonna put that on high, but I'm gonna mix all of that up really good. And it's just looking so pretty. So pretty. I thought I set the spoon out. I guess I didn't. of awkward doing it like this because my mixer usually sits on the other side. See, look at it. Looks so creamy. I'm gonna take it down off the sides, put it back in there to get it all mixed up really good. And I'll tell you something that I have done before that's really neat, and you don't even have dishes to wash, like if you want to take somewhere, or you just put it in the refrigerator for a snack. You know those little clear cups that you buy? I don't know if you can get them at the dollar store, but I know Priceless, IGA has them, and Kroger and places. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Hold up, I'll show you. These right here. You see what I'm talking about? You know those little short fat cups, and some of them are Dixie or whatever. I think these are off-brand. If you put you some, like, mix you up some graham crackers with butter and sugar, you know, and put them on the bottom, and then put your peanut butter on there, and then put Cool Whip on top of that. They are so good. And then you can just wrap them with plastic wrap and stick them in the refrigerator on a tray, or just stick them on the shelf. And then whoever can just come by and get them one. They are so good. Or you can make them fancy and put them in a little glass sundae bowl, however you want to do it. Out here where you can see it. I think that's good, people. I think that's good. Slam this. And I don't know how to use rice, but you know what we do with this, right? Later. Yeah, I'll just sit right there for later. So good, so good. So good and creamy. And this is stuff you probably got in your house anyway. You might have some cream cheese and Cool Whip and peanut butter and powdered sugar and vanilla. And if you say, well, I don't have a crust. Well, make you a crust. You've probably got graham crackers, and you probably got some sugar, and you probably got some butter. Look at that. And like I said, if I'd had a bigger tub of Cool Whip, or another tub of Cool Whip, I could have made a really pretty white little topping for that. But it's good for here. And my husband won't say a word. He won't say a word. And I'm going to smooth this out. Yeah, those cups are better. If I'd have thought I'd done that, but I didn't think till just it came to me a while ago. Okay. I didn't need a spoon, did I? You probably could make it prettier. Okay. And then, I want to do the lid. Here's my lid. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Can you tell? And then let that set. And it always slices really good and comes out really good. You could put a little dollop of Cool Whip on top, I guess, and make it fancy. Or a little Nutter Butter cookie or something. I usually don't get real fancy around here. And then I'm going to fold these sides down. And put this in the refrigerator. And then in a few hours, somebody will come in the house and look in the refrigerator and they'll be like, whoa. Okay, just thought I'd get on here and share this with you all. And if you want to see some more little cooking videos, let me know. I used to do cooking videos a long time ago, the Pampered Chef days, but I don't do those anymore. I just cook and we just eat. So, you all have a good day. It's been 15 minutes. I got to get off here because as Debbie says, I've got some rats I need to kill today. Okay? Bye-bye.